Hey, welcome back to day 4 of the Great Bug Debate. I think these are some tacos right here. That looks pretty good. So today we are going to get started on writing your essay. So right now, go ahead and open up the eating insects that we've been working on. You should be looking at this chart right here. I want you to start off looking at your reasoning, making sure that you have a good 2 to 3 sentences into your reasoning, and you get sassy. You really put in your voice, your attitude, your beliefs, and standing strong on why we as Americans should add bugs into our diet. So get that open, teachers pause, and then we're going to talk about getting started. All right, now that your chart is done, it's time to scroll and roll down. You'll see some transition words to right here where it says write your response here using the chart above. Remember, you have to start with a strong lead. So I'm going to give you an example of a strong lead. Come up with your own. Don't copy mine. But you want to hook in your reader. All right. And notice how I go right here to the next line and I will indent because it's a new paragraph. So started off with a little question. Want to feel better and eat healthier? Do you need more protein and fiber in your diet? Well, look no further. Bugs are everywhere. Or you could start it off with some facts where you say 2 billion people are eating bugs every day, yet we are snobbing it by sticking our nose in the air. So your job is to come up with a really great lead that will hook us in. So take just a couple of minutes and see if you can come up with a lead, and then we'll go into our thesis statements. Teachers, go ahead and pause, give students a chance to write a lead, maybe share a couple, and then come on back.
Okay, your strong lead is worth 3 points on the rubric, and then the next 3 points come for you having a thesis statement. A thesis statement is your stance on this big bug debate, the issue, and we're pushing you into a corner. You have to argue that Americans should consider insects as a protein alternative. So we're going to take that stance, but then you need to list your 3 claims. Why? Why should we do this? And so, following your lead, you'll come up with something like this. Americans should consider insects as a protein alternative in their diets because. And where do I go from there? Where do I get my claims? Well, they're right there on your chart. So the rest of your work today is using the thinking and the good things from your chart. Of course, you'll come up with better word choices and phrasing, and you might add some sentences as you write. That's natural and that's good. But the framework, the structure is here. So my claims, you're going to want to look in your first column. So I'm going to say they're good for you. They're healthy. I go down to claim 2. Bugs are environmentally friendly. And finally, they're popular. So check out your claims and then state them as gospel truth right here in your thesis. Americans should consider insects as a protein alternative in their diets because they are healthy, environmentally friendly, and popular. Now, this is my sample thesis. You might have different claims. You might say because they are plentiful, tasty, and environmentally friendly. Whatever your 3 claims are in the order that you place them, that's what you're going to do there. So go ahead and craft your thesis statement as to have Americans are the who, what's the what, eating insects, and then your 3 reasons why. Go ahead and do that next. Okay, so I'm going to read a student sample right here, and then we're going to give you some time to work and to craft this thing. That'll be your work the rest of the hour, and that is your Wednesday work tomorrow, and we'll talk about a checklist. So the student writer started with a lead. Honey barbecued and roasted to perfection. Yesterday, I joined the 2 billion people when I ate a delicious cricket. Although many people do not enjoy the thought of dining on bugs, they really should give it a try. And then I put the thesis in blue. Americans should definitely consider adding insects to their diets because they are nutritious, environmentally friendly, and popular. And so then you begin developing your argument in the order you stated them in your thesis. So this person said nutritious, so that will be the first claim. To begin, edible insects are highly nutritious. For example, insects are packed with protein, an important body-building nutrient. This evidence illustrates that Americans have worthy protein alternatives from the traditional meat and dairy products, which contain fats and cholesterol. Insects are not only rich in protein, but they provide nourishing minerals as well. In a pound-for-pound comparison, insects are the healthier protein option. Additionally, insects are an earth friendly food source. Evidence indicates that farming insects takes up a lot less space and is less polluting than raising cows, sheep, or pigs. Clearly, it takes fewer environmental resources to create a pound of insect based food versus a pound of food from livestock. With over 22,000 liters of water needed to produce a pound of beef, a pound of insects only requires 1 liter. This proves that harvesting bugs is not a drain on our planet. They are more sustainable and can rapidly reproduce to provide an earth friendly food source. And finally, eating insects is popular and tasty. For instance, roughly 80% of the world's population practices entomophagy, or the eating of insects. If most of the world enjoys these alternate protein sources, perhaps Americans should become open minded and embrace what other cultures deem a delicacy. Most insects taste like familiar fruits, nuts, and vegetables, and if we're willing to gnaw on a pound of animal flesh, perhaps it's not so barbaric to consider noshing on some honeyed grasshoppers. In conclusion, insects provide terrific nourishment as a popular, environmentally friendly food source. So, to do a good job, this piece should be about a page. And then I would love for you to highlight your quotes, your evidence, and then really notice how much is you and how much is quoted material. It should be more you in this essay than quotes. We've read the article, we've watched the clips, we know what they say. We want your thinking, your crafting of the argument.
All right, now that you've seen the example, you've got your chart all done, you should have your lead and your thesis, you are ready to write. So it is your turn to write. Teachers, feel free to leave this checklist up. I'll project it here in just a second. It lets you know what you need. You need that catchy lead. You need your thesis. You need to make sure you have 3 claims, 3 quotes, and 3 reasonings. You need transition words, although most of them are already put in there for you. And make sure you have some type of conclusion. So all of those things need to be in there. This will be your work for tomorrow as well. So tomorrow, your job will be to make sure that you go through this checklist and make sure you have everything done and then turn it in. All right, so it is due tomorrow at 11:59 p.m. So right now, I'm going to ask teachers to go ahead and have this checklist opened on the screen while you guys write.